To all the non-believers, 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 non-believers. I'm making non-believers say, oh.
No Dragic, no Bam, and Jimmy Butler we trust. What's up, y'all? This is Jay Varsity, and welcome to episode 116 NBA Talk Finals Edition. And just in case you didn't want to pay attention to the NBA Finals last night, the Miami Heat actually did win a game. And when most people, including myself, I started to believe myself that this was almost going to end up being a sweep, Jimmy Butler once again shut everybody up, and I'm not surprised. And like I said, I am a Heat fan, but I was starting to lose hope. But Jimmy Butler's his performance that was very Allen Iverson-esque. He put the team on his back with that 40-point triple double, and Miami needed every little bit of it. They needed every little bit of Jimmy Butler's production in that 45 minutes that he played. They needed every little bit of it. They were out rebounding, out hustling, out shooting, and they were just outworking the Lakers last night. They were just outworking them last night. The Their energy it was it was a little odd. The game started a little bit odd, but then it started to get interesting because it was like Miami would pull out with a big lead, and then the Lakers came back, and the Lakers would even take the lead, and it happened twice. So, but Jimmy Butler was just not gonna let the team lose. He was just not gonna let Miami lose last night. He did whatever he needed to do, and Miami switched up their zone. Instead of doing a 2-3 zone, they did a 3-2 zone. It, at least in my opinion, that's what I think they did. And they switched their main focus onto Anthony Davis. They started trapping Anthony Davis more often, and which led to him getting into foul trouble and throwing him off his rhythm. So I was I I didn't see that coming. I thought the strategy that I came up with in my breakdown video for my prediction that would have been to slow down LeBron in order to slow down everybody else, but they apparently their game 3 strategy was to focus solely on AD because they didn't have a single matchup to throw on Anthony Davis, so they had to throw multiple guys onto him, and Anthony Davis does struggle when it comes to throwing out and passing out of double teams, which led to one of the many, many, many turnovers that the Lakers had last night. Even with all the turnovers that the Lakers had last night, they were still making it a close game. It was just that great of a game last night, and but the Miami Heat, they were just making more perimeter shots. The Lakers were actually struggling from the perimeter. I think the most consistent shooter they had on the team was Markieff Morris, and Markieff Morris and Kyle Kuzma. I think those were the most consistent shooters. Danny Green was not having a night. Him and KCP, I think barely had two shot attempts, three-point shot attempts in the entire game. The Miami Heat were just very active. They were very physical. They didn't let the Lakers get set on offense or defense. Jimmy Butler was just attacking Kyle Kuzma every possession, and by the time they threw KCP onto him, it was just too little, too late. It was too little, too late. Jimmy Butler was in rhythm. That was just a masterpiece from Jimmy Butler. That was just a masterpiece. LeBron tried to bring the team back. He had his own he had a small little performance, and LeBron was moving up in milestones as he was doing it. But Anthony Davis with 15 points. The rest of the team was just it was just struggling. And do I think the Lakers could have won that game last night? I think they could have, because they came back down 14, and they came back and even took the lead. So do I think that personally that I think the Lakers let this go more than Jimmy Butler led the win? I think Jimmy Butler led them to the win, but the Lakers did make some costly mistakes that cost themselves the game. Now, Jimmy Butler and LeBron were basically talking trash to each other. LeBron talking about that you guys are in trouble, and then Jimmy Butler came back with the response in the fourth quarter saying they're in trouble. From what we've seen from the Lakers, whenever they've had a loss, they come back with a great response. They come back with a great response. So as much as I love that Jimmy Butler had this great game, am I confident saying that Jimmy Butler has to play 45 minutes every single game for the rest of this series in order to get a win? He has to play 45 minutes and damn near get a 40-point triple double just to help us get a win. I don't know. I'm not feeling very confident about that because how often are we gonna see Kelly Olynyk play the way that he played yesterday? I know Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson can do what they do, but I just think the absence of Bam Adebayo and Goran Dragic, it's just gonna almost become too much, and I think it's gonna start in Game 4. Like, I love the heart that Jimmy Butler played with, and he played with so much heart. He was not gonna quit, but I just don't feel confident if he's got to play 45 plus minutes to get one win. I think the Lakers are just too good of a team that they're gonna let that happen that they're gonna let that happen again throughout the rest of the series. They're way too good at making adjustments on a game by game basis. Because look, if you look at every time they've taken a loss, for some reason LeBron takes on the challenge of taking on the hottest player when he sees that person went off in the previous game. Don't be surprised if LeBron takes on the assignment of trying to guard Jimmy Butler throughout the entirety of Game 4. Don't be surprised. We've seen it happen before. He took on the assignment. He would occasionally take on Damian Lillard to slow him down. He took on James Harden. He took on Jamal Murray, and you saw what happened. The Lakers, they know they were that close to winning it. So I don't think they know. I don't think they're concerned. I don't think the Lakers are concerned. So I didn't want Jimmy Butler to respond saying you're in trouble because I'm like, oh great, there's that moment where we realize the Lakers are gonna bounce back in Game 4 and probably end up winning the series because that's exactly what happened in every other series. One opponent trash talks them, they get that signature trash talk moment, and then what happened? The Lakers beat the rest of their opponents in 5. So I originally called Lakers in 6, but after seeing that, I don't know. And then, like I said, I don't know. The fact that the Miami Heat needed every bit of Jimmy Butler's 40-point triple double to get the win. Again, do I think Miami's dead in the water? Hell no. Hell no, I don't think Miami's dead in the water. We got a series in our hands now. We got a series. But do I think the Lakers are gonna bounce back strong against the Miami Heat? Hell yeah! And who knows what LeBron we're gonna see because who knows if AD is gonna be able to play that aggressive again because of Miami's game plan. So I think we're about to see a whole different aggressive LeBron. We're gonna see a whole aggressive LeBron in Game 4 because the Lakers looked pissed. They looked absolutely pissed with the way they played last night. So Miami's got to be ready. They got to be ready for an aggressive Lakers team that's going to come out, and I assume they're going to come out firing on all cylinders. So I think LeBron is probably going to have himself a night. Jimmy Butler probably going to have to try to replicate this exact same performance. If there's no Bam in Game 4, if there's no Bam Adebayo in Game 4, I think Jimmy Butler is gonna have to replicate this exact same performance just to get even close to another win. And I just don't know how I feel about that because I think missing Bam Adebayo and Goran Dragic, you see the load it's taking on Jimmy Butler, and I understand he's a hardworking guy. He loves having to do all that, but I just think it's gonna be too much. I just think it's gonna be too much. As a Heat fan, I'm very concerned. As a Heat fan, I'm concerned that Jimmy Butler has to do all of that just to get one win. And I think I think Miami had their moment. I think the Lakers are about to bounce back and take over this series. Me personally, that's how I feel. And for people who outside from when I record these videos, they they question, oh, how you a Miami Heat fan, but then you pick the Lakers to win the series because I know personnel wise and talent wise, we're not gonna beat the Lakers. We're not gonna beat the Lakers. I'm not delusional. I'm not. I'm not gonna act like as if I'm not gonna act like as if we're the best team ever. We just don't have the personnel to keep this up for a 7-game series. I just don't believe it. I think the Lakers are going to have a huge bounce back game, and I think the Lakers are just gonna take the series as is. They want to end this in 5 now. Not like they have a choice. But yeah, the Lakers just need to not turn the ball over as much. They need to work. They need to attack the paint a little more. Stop relying so much on threes. Miami got to do the exact same thing. Miami got to be more physical on the defensive end. Look for the 3-point shots. Look for the shooters, and just hope that they have the same results as last night. They just got to hope that they get the same results because I don't know if the Lakers are going to make the same mistakes. You got to play a perfect game to beat the Lakers, as you saw. They had to play a perfect game just to win by the margin they won in. But yeah, I believe that's all I had to say about this episode. Like I said, I think the Lakers are gonna come back and just bounce back and just take over the series again. Miami has to play perfect basketball from here on out to even stay remotely close into the game. That's it. That's all. That's all I have for this breakdown of game 3 last night, and that's about it. Let me know what else I missed. Right, type it down in the comment section. Whatever I missed or whatever I forgot to mention. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe if you like basketball content. This is your boy Jay Varsity, and I'm out. Peace.
We got some non-believers out there.
Make believers out of non-believers. Make believers out the overseers. Make them bow down.